we have to remove it. And who does it? Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So that is why one should never miss the kirtan at the beginning of the class. And when you are there, doesn't mean you are physically there. You should be absorbed, meditate, visualize, pray, surrender, feel what the holy name is doing into your heart. Cleansing your heart. Because that is going to make your consciousness more fertile. Because accepting spiritual instructions and after accepting, implementing these instructions in our life is not an easy task, is it? No. Now, if you want to do it, you want to actually experience the whole result of the spiritual process, of the process of Krishna consciousness, you need a lot of strength. You need a lot of strength. That strength comes from the Sankirtan. That strength comes from Mangalacharan. What is Mangalacharan? The prayers, the invocation prayers that we sing at the beginning of the class. Om Ajnanatimirandasya till Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's very important. You should pay utmost attention to these prayers. You can just lift this up. Don't keep something down. So, let's sing. Jai Radha Madhav is a short prayer which Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written. He had deities of Radha Madhav. He had deities of Radha Madhav, and he used to sing this very classes. Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari. Now, in Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Namnamakari Bahudani cha Sarva Shaktis Taprarpitanyamitaha Smaranam. That you have numerous names and you have invested all your energies in your names. To the commentary of this verse, Bhaktivinoda Thakur states why numerous names, and he classifies the names in first is Mukhyanam and Gaunanam, then in Mukhyanam also Aishwarya Paranam and Madhurya Paranam. Then he explains what is Aishwarya Paranam, what is Madhurya Paranam. So in that explanation, he actually explains the fact that when you sing the principal names of Krishna, so name manifests the form. So when you sing one name, you should be able to visualize what is Girivaradhari. Who is Girivaradhari? Who has lifted Sri Giriraj Govardhan? He is Girivaradhari. Who is Gopijana Vallabha? So you should visualize their forms in that name, because name will manifest the form. Right? Name will manifest the pastimes. Name will manifest the qualities. So when you say Girivardhari, it is not just Krishna standing with Govardhan in his hand. There is so much to it. Krishna giving shelter. Krishna breaking the ego of Indra. Krishna giving the complete bliss for 7 days and 7 nights to his Inner circle devotees. You have inner circle masterminds. So that was a 7-day inner circle mastermind by Krishna. So one name can give you so much of meditation. That is why it is called mantra meditation. So once you chant a mantra, it gives you meditation. Your mind, your consciousness, your senses should get absorbed in those names. So whenever you sing any names, any bhajan, any song containing different names of Krishna, the attributes of those names, the qualities, the form, those should be the subject of your meditation. This is absorption. And once that, if you can do, right, calming the mind, controlling the mind becomes very easy. That is the process. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravarachari Yamuna Tiravarachari Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jai Radha Kunjabihari Radha Kunjabihari Radhe Jai Jai Gauranita 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 Jaya Gauranita Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Guru Premanand. Hey, Sri Bhakti Vedant Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajaka Ashtottar Shata Sri Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी भगवान की। निताई गौरचंद्र भगवान की। सर्व विघ्न विनाशक लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की। सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड, हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की। Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution की। अंतराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की। और प्रेमानंदे मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। Hare Krishna. Hey, last week I asked you to do an activity. How many of you did? Yeah. No one of you even attempted? What was the activity, by the way? Hey, you were not there last week. Oh, fantastic. 7.1. 7.1. It was not the verse. It was the last sentence of the purport. Last sentence of the purport. What was that sentence, by the way? Science of Krishna. Only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of right from the very ripen or very raw stage of Krishna consciousness to the ripened stage of Prema Bhakti. If one activity is common to everywhere, even after attaining the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, then it is the process of hearing. Unless and until you don't hear, it's not easy to understand Krishna. You know Rukmini? How was Rukmini married to Krishna? Anybody of you know? She wrote a letter. That was the first love letter written in the universe ever. And then she asked Krishna to kidnap her. And then Krishna came, and what did Krishna do? He kidnapped her. But you know, Rukmini had never seen Krishna before that. But if you go through that letter, which is still present in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a wonderful episode which is called as Rukmini Mangalam. How did Rukmini got married to Sri Krishna? I was hearing a lecture the other day. Speaker, he was saying that songs of marriage, you can only find those songs of marriage in Prabhu Ramchandra's marriage, not in Krishna's marriage. Because none of Krishna's marriage were actually with a proper way. They were all with some or the other issues getting created and then Krishna getting married to somebody. All his 16,108 marriages were like this. They were never done through proper channel, through proper way, with proper arrangements. No. So Rukmini, Krishna actually kidnapped Rukmini. And Rukmini invited Krishna to kidnap her. But the beauty of the letter is that Rukmini never ever had seen Sri Krishna before that. But still she could describe everything about Krishna. And it's such a wonderful letter that you can find. So actually, the pure form of love that is an intrinsic need of each and every living entity, isn't it? We all need to experience love. That's our basic requirement. But that love can only be imparted, can only be awarded by Prema Purushottam Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Nobody else. Because love, keeping any mortal object as a object of or subject of your love will always make you face a lot of frustration. But when a soul, when a tiny spirit soul realizes the fact that I actually owe all these loving emotions at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, he experiences ultimate satisfaction. Now, how can one develop this love? Is only by hearing about Krishna. There's nothing other you can do to know who actually is Lord Sri Krishna. So anybody, before claiming that I know the Supreme Lord, first should introspect, how much have I heard about the Supreme Lord that I can claim that I can know him? Only one who has heard through proper channel, through proper authentic scriptures can know who is the Supreme Lord. So this single sentence is very important. Therefore, please repeat after me. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna. So Krishna in itself is a whole science. It is the science of Krishna. Just move forward so that others can be accommodated behind. आगे आइए. So what we had requested the attendees of the last week's session was, in your beautiful own handwriting, with nice colored pens and colored sheets, write this down on a piece of paper or a nice sheet, card sheet, decorate it and paste it on the wall of your bedroom or whichever room you would like. This is a very important activity, and I've experienced this. Every now and again, my bedroom walls are filled with different such placards. Because if you want to, and previously also, when I was just new to Krishna consciousness, my whole office desk softboard were pinned with different verses, which I wanted to memorize. So if you want to memorize verses, if you want to meditate, if you want to focus, you should write that on a piece of nice paper, decorate it in your own handwriting, of course, and put that placard on the wall of your room. That helps. बहुत बार लोग मुझे पूछते प्रभु जी आप इतने श्लोक याद कैसे रखते हो? मैं कहाँ याद रखता हूँ, वो तो पहले हो चुके अभी कुछ नहीं होता. How did I memorize in the beginning? My home practically was, उसका पेंट दिखाई नहीं देता था मेरे रूम का, इतने उसके ऊपर चिपका के सब कवर कर दिए. फ्रिज के ऊपर, दीवारों के ऊपर, जहां जाओ वहां पर श्लोक लिखे होते थे. अब नहीं होता इतना. इवन माई ऑफिस डेस्क पूरा मेरा सॉफ्टवेयर जो था सामने वाला पूरा भरा होता था. So when you write with your own hand, when you read it time and again, you visualize it, it becomes easier to assimilate. It becomes easier to follow. So this is what you should. And I had requested some snaps on the group, but none of them really took seriously. But this is a very serious activity. You should do this. जिस किसी के ऊपर भी आपको फोकस करना है, you should write it on the piece of paper and put it on the wall. आते जाते जब छोड़ोगे, it helps. So now today we are going to read from the 7th English. Yeah? English. Okay, I have it. I'll read from here. 7th verse of the 7th chapter. Very wonderful and very important verse. Mattah parataram nanyat. Everybody should try to recite. Huh? See, what is Bhagavad Gita? Song. Song of Lord Sri Krishna. So each and every word is emanating from the lotus mouth of Sri Krishna. It is not that you or me are singing it. It is directly the Lord singing it. And we should be very serious in chanting these verses. Only chanting the verses of Gita and Bhagavatam can purify you. But we actually don't take it very seriously. Even while reading books, what do? Is we read translations and purport, and that's मेरा भगवद गीता हो गया. क्या हो गया? कुछ नहीं हुआ. So it's very important to learn how to sing verses, chant verses. There's a specific rhythm while singing the verses of Bhagavad Gita. छंद बोलते हैं उसको. कौन सा छंद है भगवद गीता का? देखिए हमारे साहित्य में कितनी इंट्रिकेसीज है. और वैदिक साहित्य इज नॉट अ नॉर्मल treasure of written text. It has deep meanings in it. आप देखोगे वेदों की कुछ ऋचाएं होती है, वो कुछ अलग छंदों में गाई जाती है. इन छंदों में शक्ति होती है. छंद आप समझते हैं? छंद, व्हाट इज छंद? द रिदम, द टोन. वो रिदम में शक्ति होती है. You should learn how to sing it. मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किंचिदस्ति धनंजय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव. मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किंचिदस्ति धनंजय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव. Anybody would like to repeat? Yeah. Go. See, I'll tell you the technique how to read. Now, what language are you holding? English? Okay. Now, if you see, you have the Sanskrit verse, and in Sanskrit verses, you might have bigger words. है ना? So those words needs to be broken. उसे कहते हैं संधि विच्छेद, है ना? अब ये संधि विच्छेद जो है, ये आपको प्रभुपाद ने वैसे भी करके दिया है. So if you find reading difficulty in reading the original text, just go to the translation below, word to word transliteration, and focus on the bold letters. That is the original word of the verse. Now if you start reading, it becomes fairly easy. That should not be the way you should aspire to read Bhagavad Gita, but in the beginning, that is how you can start. और जैसे, because हम इतने उच्च शिक्षित है ना, है कि नहीं, कि हमें सादा सादा लिखा हुआ भी समझ में नहीं आता है. We are highly educated people. तो अब we are just trying to learn the ABCD. Okay? So this is the way you should go, and it is very easy. Please continue. See if you can do it. मत्तः परतरम नान्यत् किंचिद अस्ति धनंजय मयि सर्वम इदं प्रोतम सूत्रे मणिगण इव. So this is called the Anushtup Chanda. What is Anushtup Chanda? Every verse gets divided into 4 parts. Like, if I have to read it without any stoppages in between, continuously, without an interruption. Mattah parataram nanyat, mattah parataram nanyat, kinchidasti dhananjaya, मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतम सूत्रे मणिगणा इव. इसे पद कहते हैं. हर श्लोक में कितने पद है? 4 पद है. So this is how a verse is to be read. Anybody would like to try? Yeah. मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किंचिदस्ति धनंजय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतम सूत्रे मणिगणा इव. Anybody else? One more from Prabhuji's side. Yeah, please. मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किंचिदस्ति धनंजय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतम सूत्रे मणिगणा इव. Very good. You should keep trying. You should try and read verses whenever you have some time. It's very important. So, what does this word say? So it says, O Dhananjaya, O conqueror of hell, there is no truth superior to me. Kinchid asti Dhananjaya matta parataram na anyat. Matta means in comparison to me. Para means more excellent than me. So what is para and what is tara? See, now this reading between the lines you can understand only by hearing. So what is the translation of paratara? Parataram. You don't know what do you mean by paratara? Now, just to explain what is parataram means superior. No one is superior to me. That is parataram. Mattah parataram na. No one, na anyat, nobody else is superior to me. That is the meaning. But if you want to drill in between those words, what you will find is, what is para? Para means above. What is tara? No. No one is either equal to me tara, neither superior to me para. That is paratara. Mattaha parataram na anyat. No one, no else, nobody else. Anyat, अन्य कोई भी मेरे बराबर तरह मुझसे श्रेष्ठ पर न मत्तः परतरम नान्यत किंचित नॉट इवन अ टिंज अस्ति धनंजय हे धनंजय कोई भी मुझसे न बराबरी कर सकता है न मुझसे श्रेष्ठ है मयि सर्वम इदम प्रोतम इस संपूर्ण जगत में मैं ही हूं जिसके आधार पर यह जगत चल रहा है एक्चुअली प्रोतम कपड़ा देखे हो आपने एक वाक प्रचार सुना है ओत प्रोत होना व्हाट इज ओत प्रोत ओके ओके हाँ ये बहुत बढ़िया है दिस इज अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल दैट you'll come to know the beauty of language ओतप्रोत होना किस किसने सुना है हम कहते हैं ना ओतप्रोत हो गया है ना क्या अर्थ होता है ओतप्रोत होने का ओके एनीबॉडी एल्स overflowing without bounds okay more delighted indulge extreme happiness okay है ना इसलिए मैंने कहा हम बहुत उच्च शिक्षित हैं now listen what is ओतप्रोत we discussed this thing once in our classes I think a couple of months ago that NASA has certified that Sanskrit is the best language for computer coding yeah you found that article I'd asked you to find that article on Google NASA has certified Sanskrit is the best language that can be used for coding why because there's a lot of data that can be encapsulated packed in one word what is otprot this word also comes in Bhagavatam once one incidence so it is said that Krishna is otprot hai what is otprot if you see a cloth this is a cloth what is a cloth made of fibers threads it's made of threads acha is it a thread is this cloth only a thread it is a thread arranged in a specific manner how is it arranged huh yes what do you call it as that is called oth and prot that is otam protam oth prot a cloth is oth prot the same string you know is this the different thread it is the same string which is arranged oth and prot in such a way that it makes a cloth so what is prot it's actually string or to get strung together एक दूसरे से बांध के रखना this is the same thread but it is tied to each other in such a way that it forms a cloth now what Krishna says in this verse see that is why if you understand the language it gives you such a joy now where this explanation comes in Srimad Bhagavatam where it is said otam protam patavad pat is cloth patavad as there is only single thread which is arranged in vertical and horizontal form to form a pat to form a cloth similarly Krishna is present vertically and horizontally in each and every smallest particle of this world to make this world functional. And the same thing he says over here, Mai sarvamidam protam. I am stringing this whole world together. How? Sutre mani gana iva. I am there, but you cannot see me. How? इसके गल में माला है, माला है, मंगलसूत्र है, जो भी है, तो उसमें मणि रहता है. वो मणि ऐसे ही शेप ले लेते हैं क्या? वैसे ही फ्री है क्या? तो वो माला कैसे बनती है? हाँ, मणि जो है वो दोज आर स्ट्रंग टुगेदर ऑन अ स्ट्रिंग. वो धागा दिखता है क्या? धागा दिखता नहीं है. लेकिन मणि अगर एक स्पेसिफिक फॉर्म में है, इसका मतलब क्या है? धागे से बंधे हुए हैं. जिस प्रकार धागा न देखते हुए भी हम इस बात को समझते हैं कि अगर माला है तो इसमें धागा होना चाहिए, उसी प्रकार एक बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति इस जगत को देखकर ही समझता है कि जगत चल रहा है, इसका अर्थ है कि भगवान है. इसमें कोई विवाद का प्रश्न ही नहीं उत्पन्न होना चाहिए. आजकल तो हमारे देश की हालत बहुत अच्छी है. मेरा एक दोस्त कहता था कि इतना सब कुछ होने पर भी अगर भारत देश चल रहा है, इसका मतलब कोई विवाद ही नहीं होना चाहिए कि भगवान है कि नहीं है. So let's go and see what Prabhupada says in the purport. So the translation is, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a सूत्र मणि गणैव. इसकी आप चाहे जितनी बड़ी व्याख्या कर सकते हो. What do you mean by सूत्र मणि गणैव? There is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, and this is confirmed in every step. In this verse in particular, it is stressed that the absolute truth is a person. Mattaha. Mattaha means me, मैं. कौन कह रहा है? ये वर्ष किसने कहा है? ये श्लोक किसने कहा है? भगवान श्री कृष्ण कहते हैं मेरे अलावा और कोई भी नहीं. तो जब मैं आता हूं तो क्या है? व्यक्ति है. अव्यक्त होने का, इम्पर्सनल होने का कोई प्रश्न ही नहीं होना चाहिए. That the personality of Godhead is the supreme absolute truth is also affirmation of the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. That is the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna, who is the primeval Lord, the reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that the absolute truth is the supreme person, the cause of all causes. तो भगवान कौन है? ये सभी कारणों के कारण है. Cause of all causes. ये किसने कहा है? किसने कहा है? These authorities leave no question, ऐसा कहते हैं, no doubt. कौन अथॉरिटी है यहाँ पे? ब्रह्मा जी. ब्रह्म संहिता में क्या? The impersonalists, however, argue on the strength of the Vedic version given in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Tato yad uttarataram yad arupam anamayam ya etad vidur amritaste bhavanti athetare dukham eva payanti. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human beings and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is the transcendence who has no material form and is free from material contamination. Actually, we covered this point in the last class very elaborately. What is Nirguna Nirakar and what is Saguna Sakar? तो भगवान निर्गुण निराकार है कि सगुण साकार है? भगवान कौन है? निर्गुण निराकार है कि सगुण साकार है? दोनों हैं. दोनों हैं, बट हु इज द ओरिजिन ऑफ हु? निर्गुण से सगुण आता है कि सगुण से निर्गुण आता है? इनफैक्ट सगुण निर्गुण नहीं बोलना चाहिए। साकार से निराकार आता है कि निराकार से साकार आता है? साकार से निराकार। क्योंकि सगुण और निर्गुण, भगवान हमेशा सगुण और निर्गुण होते ही है। वो आध्यात्मिक गुणों से भरे हैं, इसलिए उन्हें सगुण कहा जाता है। वो भौतिक गुणों से पूरी तरह अछूते हैं, भौतिक गुण उनको छू नहीं सकते, इसलिए वो निर्गुण है। The impersonalist puts more stress on the word arupam, but this arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, bliss and knowledge as described in the Brahma Samhita quoted above. Other verses in Shvetashvatara Upanishad substantiate this as follows. Vedaham etam purusham mahantam aditya varnam tamasa parastat tameva viditvati mrutyum eti nanya pantha vidyate यनाय यस्मात् परम ना परम अस्ति किंचित यस्मान् नानिन्यो यो जयोस्ति किंचित वृक्षेव स्तब्धो दिवितिष्ठत्येकस् तेनेदं पूर्णं पुरुषेण सर्वम्. I know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness, only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of the Supreme Person. There is no truth superior to the Supreme Person because he is the supermost. He is smaller than the smallest and he is greater than the greatest. He is situated as a silent tree and he illumines the transcendental sky, and as the tree spreads its root, he spreads his extensive energies. तो भगवान वास्तविक है क्या? Is it smaller than the smallest or is it bigger than the biggest? Both are contradictory. That's why he's God. Perfect. Only he can handle these contradictions. That is why he is God. That is why he is supreme. See, we cannot handle contradictions. Like once the gopis, they were going to Durvasa Muni's ashram. If you have been to Vrindavan, how many of you have been to Vrindavan? Acha, how many of you have not been to Vrindavan? Many of you not been to Vrindavan? एक बार भी नहीं? आगे सर के Krishna, Krishna. Not been to Vrindavan even once? Wow. That should be your priority, going to Vrindavan. So we go to Vrindavan every year during Diwali. How many of you would like to join this year? Huh? Beautiful. It will be once in a lifetime experience for you guys, I'll tell you, which you can take every year. It's a beautiful experience. Vrindavan Yatra is an extremely wonderful experience. So you have Vrindavan, then you have, today also, you have the Jamna river. And across the Jamna river, there's one village which is called Pani Gaon. And in that Pani Gaon, still there is Durvasa Muni's ashram. So, gopis were taking a lot of items to offer to Durvasa Muni. They wanted to go, complete entourage with बहुत ज़्यादा मात्रा में घड़े भर भर के, बैलगाड़ी छकड़े भर भर के, they were taking to offer it to Durvasa. But they could see that there is not even a single, even smallest of the boat to help them to cross the Jamna river, which was overflowing. They were very worried. They wanted to go and see Jamna ji. How can this happen? And Jamna Tiravarachari. So Krishna comes there and he says, क्या बात है, आज आप लोग सब चिंतित लग रही हो. तो गोपिया कहती है कि हमें दुर्वासा को ये भोग अर्पण करने जाना है, दुर्वासा मुनि जी को, लेकिन हमें जाने के लिए कोई मार्ग नहीं मिल रहा है. तो कृष्ण कहते हैं, आप एक काम करो, जमुना जी के किनारे पर जाओ और जमुना जी से बस इतना ही कहो, कृष्ण नित्य ब्रह्मचारी. तो गोपियां हंसने लगती है, कृष्ण नित्य ब्रह्मचारी. बोले कहो तो. गोपिया कहती है, अच्छा ठीक है, कहने में क्या हर्ज है. तो गोपिया जाती है जमुना जी के द्वार पे, किनार पे, और कहती है कि कृष्ण नित्य ब्रह्मचारी. जैसे ही गोपिया कहती है कृष्ण नित्य ब्रह्मचारी, जमुना जी गोपियों को मार्ग दे देती. गोपिया तो गई, दुर्वासा को बहुत बढ़िया भोग खिलाया. वापस आने के लिए फिर वही हालत, वापस कैसे आए. अब दुर्वासा से प्रार्थना करती है. दुर्वासा कहते हैं कि एक काम करो, जमुना जी के पास जाओ और जमुना जी को कहो, दुर्वासा नित्य निराहारी. गोपिया कहते, घड़े भर भर के अभी खाए हो और कहते नित्य निराहारी. तो कहीं नहीं, जाकर कहो तो. जमुना जी आकर कहती है, दुर्वासा नित्य निराहारी. जमुना जी फिर गोपियों को मार्ग दे देती है. So the thing is, when there are great personalities of whom we discuss, we should look at their capacity. They have a capacity to handle the contradictions. वो इतना सब कुछ खाकर भी दुर्वासा नित्य निराहारी रह सकते हैं. और गोपस्त्री परिवेष्टितौ, हमेशा गोपियों से घिरे हुए भगवान भी नित्य ब्रह्मचारी है. So these are contradictions which can dwell only in great personalities. ये हम नहीं कर सकते. और इसलिए जिनको ये प्रश्न होता है ना कि भगवान सब कुछ कर सकते तो हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते, हम में कैपेसिटी नहीं है. You want to check your capacity? गोवर्धन छोड़िए, एक ईंट को ऐसा पकड़ के खड़ा रही है बस घंटे भर के लिए, क्या होगा. हाँ, वो ईंट अगर गीली हो तो कर सकेंगे, नहीं कर सकते. So we have limitations, and our entire benefit, the most ultimate benefit, is in the fact that we accept our limitations. There is no point in denying those. The moment we accept our limitations, the moment we get inspired to surrender. Yes, because we are limited, because we have limitations. The inspiration to surrenderance only comes after we accept the fact that we have limitations. One should accept. That doesn't mean that you get completely discouraged. A devotee has more potential than the Supreme Lord himself. You know that? A devotee can bind the Supreme Lord. A devotee can compel the Supreme Lord. A devotee can actually completely capture the Supreme Lord. और जिसके पास सभी शक्तियों के अधिष्ठाता शक्तिमान है, उसके पास कौन सी शक्ति नहीं है बताओ. तो कौन बड़ा है? भगवान के भक्त. भगवान के पास शक्तियां है, भक्त के पास शक्तिमान है. कौन बड़ा है बताइए. है ना. बट ये स्टेज तक जाने के लिए एक डिवोटी ने पहले क्या किया? एक्सेप्ट किया. क्या एक्सेप्ट किया? आई एम नथिंग. ओ कृष्णा, इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू आई एम एक्चुअली नथिंग. एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग एट योर मर्सी. Even the breaths that we take, जरा सोचिए, रात को आप सो गए और सांस लेना ही भूल गए, यू फॉरगॉट टू ब्रीथ, व्हाट विल हैपन? ये बोलने के लिए रहोगे? सो हु रिमाइंड्स यू टू ब्रीथ? आप तो सो गए हो। सी, आप सोए हो, आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो अदर देन ब्रीदिंग, राइट? तो अगर आप कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते हो, सांस लेना भी भूल गए तो हाउ पैथेटिक ना, दिस थॉट ओनली। रात को नींद नहीं आएगी आज। सही रे, रात को सो गया, सांस लेना भूल गया तो क्या करेंगे? We continue to live not because the soul is residing in this body, but because the super soul is residing in this body. Super soul, Krishna in the form of Paramatma, super soul actually makes this world and this body livable. He makes us functional. And the fact that he is the closest person that we can be with at any point of time, because he's sitting right into our heart, very next to us. He's right next to us. Not even a, कहते हैं ना क्या, हवा जाने की भी जगह नहीं है. So near us, but still we cannot realize. Just imagine the strength of Maya. Strength of Maya, जो हमें भगवान को भुला देती है. माया कितनी शक्तिशाली है, कितनी शक्तिशाली है. ऐसी माया को भी एक भक्त पराजित कर सकता है. कब? माया को कोई पराजित कर सकता है? भगवान की माया को कोई पराजित कर सकता है? कोई नहीं कर सकता अदर देन अ डिवोटी. दैवी ऐसा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया. Krishna says Daivi. She's Daivi. Daivi means she's mine. I control her directly. She's under my direct control. Mama Maya, Daivi Maya. She's not the material energy. She's not the mortal energy. She's Daivi energy. वो दैवी माया है. Who is controlling? Mama Maya. I'm controlling. So just imagine how potent the Maya must be. But Krishna says, ये इतनी दुरत्यया, मम माया दुरत्या. It is impossible to cross over Maya. Impossible. But मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते. One who surrenders to me, Maya में ताम तरन्ति ते. He can easily cross over material nescience. ये जो भी हमारा डिप्रेशन है, डिस्करेजमेंट है, एंजाइटी है, मेंटल स्ट्रेस है, फिजिकल स्ट्रेस, ये सब किसकी वजह से? इट्स जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ माया. फियर ऑफ लॉस. आजकल ये सुबह सुबह जी जो मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर आते हैं ना, ये क्या बताते हैं? वो खाली बता सकते, कर कुछ नहीं सकते. They cannot do anything because माया उनकी नहीं है, वो भी माया के अंतर्गत है. वो आपको पंप करके थोड़ा खुद मोटिवेट होना चाहते हैं, बस, बाकी कुछ नहीं. But actually, if one surrenders to Krishna, he acquires so much of energy. Because Krishna is the energetic, वो साक्षात शक्तिमान है. तो जब उनकी शरण में जाएंगे तो क्या होता है? पूरी शक्ति का डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन प्राप्त हो जाता है, कंप्लीट सोर्स. जैसे हमारे घर में जो कनेक्शन आता है, इट कम्स थ्रू अ ट्रांसफार्मर, थ्रू अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नेटवर्क. व्हाट डज अ ट्रांसफार्मर डू? स्टेप्स अप और स्टेप्स डाउन दी. वो स्टेप अप या स्टेप डाउन करता है. तो भगवान ये पूरा पावर हाउस है ना, उनसे एनर्जी फ्लो हो रही है, बट इट हैज टू कम टू अस, सो देयर इज अ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नेटवर्क। आपके घर में जो भी अप्लायंसेज है, उनको अगर 11 केवी का डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन दे दिया जाए तो क्या होगा? 11 केवी समझते हो? 11,000 वोल्ट। ये जो आपके हाई टेंसाइल लाइन जाती है ना, वो 11 केवी 44 केवी ऊपर से जो लाइन जाती है, उसका कनेक्शन डायरेक्ट अगर आपके घर में आ जाए तो क्या होगा? हाँ, हाँ, वो वो होने के लिए भी हाई टेंसाइल लाइन जो होता है ना, बड़े बड़े टावर रास्ते के बीच, उसके एक स्पेसिफिक डिस्टेंस से दूर रहना पड़ता है, बिकॉज इट हैज अ मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स, वो खींच के लेता है आपको, सो पावरफुल। इफ दैट एंटायर एनर्जी कम्स इनटू योर हाउस, व्हाट विल हैपन? कैन यू हैंडल इट? And that is why you need distribution network, you need step down transformers, you need a whole system. And that whole system is Guru Parampara. What does Guru Parampara does? It steps down that voltage that comes to your house. It steps down that energy to suit you so that you can use it. You get it directly, कुछ नहीं होगा, भाप बन जाओगे, भूप। And that is the problem. लोग भगवान को देखना चाहते हैं, लोग भगवान को अनुभव करना चाहते हैं, लोग भगवान को एक्सपीरियंस करना चाहते हैं। That means they want to come directly into the contact of the 11 kV powerhouse. क्या होगा उनका? भूख। They get completely destroyed in their heart because they cannot just believe what is happening in front of them. For you to believe, for you to experience, for you to understand, you need someone who can handle. अभी आपने देखा ना, जब गंगा जी पृथ्वी पर अवतरित हुई तो क्या हुआ? शिव जी ने उनको धारण किया पहले। हाँ, क्यों धारण किया? हाँ, गंगा जी वो पूरे प्रवाह के साथ अगर नीचे आती तो पृथ्वी तल को चीर कर नीचे पाताल में चली जाती। ये पृथ्वी में इतनी कैपेसिटी नहीं थी गंगा जी के प्रवाह को संभालने की, तो उसको किसने धारण किया? और उन्होंने क्या किया? फिर उसको प्रवाहित किया। आज भी गंगोत्री में आप जाकर ढूंढिए, कहीं आपको गंगा जी का स्रोत मिलता है क्या? मिलेगा? नहीं मिलता। नोबडी नोज गंगा जी कहाँ से आती है, शिव जी की जटाओं से आती है। अच्छा, निकलती है इतनी सी धारा, आगे जाके उसका प्रवाह देखा? तो ये जो बातें हैं, इसको समझने के लिए यू नीड somebody who actually absorbs that extra energy and gives only what is needed for you. And that is why you need a Guru Parampara. Come step by step. आज आप भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर के ग्रंथों को पढ़ने जाओगे, ट्रांसलेटेड इन इंग्लिश। Anybody has read Purports of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati? You know which book is available with Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati purports? You don't. You don't even know which books are available with English purports of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. See the Brahma Samhita. There's a book called, small book called Brahma Samhita. Now the purports to Brahma Samhita are by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Who is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj. Now when was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? He was in the colonial era. He was in the British times, because he left his body around 1933. Now he has written purports to the Brahma Samhita in English. If you try to read that English, you will not be able to understand itself in the first place, because that is complete शेक्सपियर स्टाइल इंग्लिश। हमको समझ में भी नहीं आता है। वो समझने के लिए वी हैव टू गो थ्रू इट टाइम एंड अगेन, तब जाकर समझ में आता है एक पे जा रहे अच्छा ये लिखा है क्या. So similarly, if you see, if you go upwards the parampara, things become differently to suit that specific time, place and circumstance. In the present age, to make you understand, to help you accept it, you need someone who can tell you with present day examples. Now, Prabhupada, if you see Prabhupada purports of Prabhupada conversations or Prabhupada letters, he oftenly used, very openly and very oftenly, very easily he used the word rascal. है ना? You find rascal as आते जाते. He used the word rascal. Mood is still okay. It's respectable, you know. क्योंकि आधे लोगों को तो समझ में नहीं आएगा मूड का मतलब क्या है. So that's still okay. But you're just walking and somebody, hey rascal, come here. Nowadays people start getting offended by the word rascal. But the whole mood Prabhupada expressed through this word is just to make understand the intensity of the words that he's trying to say. In those days, rascal was a very common word. So similarly, जैसा समय गुजरते जाता है, you need a spiritual master who can make you understand the relevance of the spiritual subjects. So Krishna in the Gita, when he is speaking for time memorial. अब कोई बुक आज आप लिखा हुआ बुक पढ़ते हो, that is more related to the present day affairs. सही है ना? Any book if you pick up and read, what book would you read? क्या होता है? कौन से बुक से? 7 Habits, है ना? Intelligent Investor, और क्या होता है? हाँ, Rich Dad Poor Dad, हाँ, और क्या है? हाँ, Think and Grow Rich, और हाँ, Monk Sold His Ferrari. You know one thing, Benjamin Franklin, who wrote the book Intelligent Investor, he was never rich himself, but he wrote a book. And he accepts the fact. So these books, if you read, suppose 200 years down the line, will they be relevant? Because they are written for present day. अब जो author है, उसको क्या चाहिए? आज उसका बुक बिके, ठीक है ना? 100 साल बाद बुक बिकेगा, उसके लिए वो आज क्यों लिखेगा? पागल है क्या ऐसा कोई? नहीं. उसको आज पैसा कमाना, तो आज बुक लिखेगा ना वो. तो रिलेवेंस क्या होना चाहिए? आज का होना चाहिए. But when Krishna is speaking, he doesn't want to print and publish and distribute and earn money out of his writing. So he's not speaking for present day affairs or the affairs of that. He is expressing the universal truth, which will be applicable for time immemorial. तो आप जरा सोचिए, अनादि काल से अनंत काल तक जो तत्व स्थायी रहने वाला है, वो तत्व में कितना सब कुछ भर भर के देना पड़ेगा. फॉर एवरी एज, सत्य युग हो, त्रेता युग हो, द्वापर युग हो, कली युग हो, चाहे कोई भी समय हो, कली का, सत्य का, द्वापर का, त्रेता का, हर समय में, हर युग में, हर व्यक्ति के लिए, चाहे वो पुरुष हो, चाहे स्त्री हो, चाहे हिंदू हो, चाहे मुसलमान हो, हर एक के लिए लागू होने वाला एक ही यूनिवर्सल ट्रुथ अगर देना है, सो इट हैज टू बी सो एग्जॉस्टिव. दैट इज भगवत गीता. जो लोग कहते हैं ना कि ठीक है भगवत गीता हम समझ लिए, क्या समझे? एक श्लोक, वही श्लोक बार बार बोलेंगे, कहेंगे भगवत गीता समझ लिए. नहीं समझे हम भगवत गीता. भगवत गीता समझने की बात नहीं है. इट इज नॉट दैट यू memorize or learn Gita means that you have read Gita. No. गीता ये जीने की बात है. You have to live Gita. You have to live Gita. Now we hear this, but still, sometimes we want, sometimes we don't want. Follow. ऐसा होता है ना? And then we start living in dual personalities. है कि नहीं? तो मंदिर में हम एक अलग पर्सन है, बाहर हम एक कौन हंसा रहे मन से? हाँ, होता है ना? हम अंदर एक अलग पर्सनालिटी है, बाहर एक अलग पर्सनालिटी हो जाता है। देखिए, चाहे आप कितने भी पापी हो, भगवान आपको शरण देंगे, लेकिन आप कपटी बन गए ना, तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट है। महाप्रभु पतित पावन है, कपट पावन नहीं। वो कपटियों का उद्धार नहीं करेंगे। कपटी मतलब क्या? डिसीटफुल, अंदर एक बाहर एक, यहाँ पे एक और कुछ दिखाएंगे, बाहर कुछ और करेंगे, इसे कपटी कहते हैं, डिसीटफुल, dishonest person is not honest with himself. We should be honest with ourselves. हमको क्या करना है जीवन में? भोग करना है तो भोग बिंदास कहो, नहीं आई वांट टू, बस यहाँ पे आता हूँ, अच्छा लगता है इसलिए आता हूँ। बीच में लटकोगे तो बहुत पछताओगे। ये जा संस्पर्श जा भोगा दुख यो न एवते। The whole reason of our distress is our want to enjoy our senses. Is our want to enjoy our senses. And why do we want to enjoy our senses? Because we don't know or don't accept the fact that we are not the enjoyer. बाप रे, ये क्या है? If we are not the enjoyer, then who are we? We are not the enjoyer. Who is the enjoyer? Krishna is the enjoyer. So what is our duty? Our duty is to help Krishna enjoy. Now when Krishna will enjoy with our help, we will automatically enjoy. That is the science of the, जो लिखा था ना, understand the science of Krishna. What is science of Krishna? Science of Krishna ये है, यस्मिन तुष्टे जगत तुष्टम। जिनको संतुष्ट करने से संपूर्ण जगत संतुष्ट हो जाता है, वो कौन है? वो भगवान श्री कृष्ण। अगर हम उनको संतुष्ट नहीं करेंगे तो हम संतुष्ट होना तो बहुत दूर की बात है। हम सादी सादी चीजों में जो खुशियां ढूंढते वो भी नहीं मिलेगी। See, who can be happy? हैप्पीनेस कोचेस को किस किसने सुना है? There are a lot of happiness coaches ना। कितने डाकू लोग हैं ये? बताओ। Okay. Those who don't have a desire will be happy. Now, how many of you want to be happy? If that is the definition of happiness, that not having desire is becoming happy, how many of you really want to be happy? I love your honesty. That is the problem. आज तक हमको यही बताया गया, डिजायर इज द रूट कॉज ऑफ सफरिंग। कौन कौन बोला ये? सुना है नहीं है? हाँ, कौन बोला है? मैं नहीं बोला। कौन बोला? गौतम बुद्ध है ना। डिजायर इज द, बट व्हाट डिड प्रभुपाद सेड? Desire is the root cause of extreme happiness and bliss. Without desire, how can you be happy? The only difference in that desire and this desire, that you need to understand. Is Gautam Buddha wrong? Is Prabhupada wrong? Then what is wrong? Our understanding of the word, our understanding is wrong. So what should be the correct understanding? What is desire? Now see, I'll tell you one more thing. Arjuna तो he had sacrificed all his desires. वो तो सब छोड़ छाड़ के बैठे थे. बैठे थे कि नहीं बैठे थे? कृष्ण ने क्या किया? हाँ हाँ, तो कृष्ण ने उनमें एक्चुअली डिजायर पंप किया है कि नहीं? So desire is not the problem. Whose desire and what kind of desire? That is the problem. Our personal desires to satisfy our personal senses is always going to be a problem for us. But Krishna's desire, acting according to Krishna's desire to satisfy Krishna's senses, means happiness. That is only happiness. Because eventually that is only what is going to make you satisfied. यस्मिन् तुष्टे जगत तुष्टम. भगवान संतुष्ट हो गए तो सब संतुष्ट. भगवान संतुष्ट नहीं हुए तो कोई संतुष्ट नहीं. और कोई संतुष्ट नहीं तो मैं कहां से संतुष्ट होऊंगा? और अगर मैं संतुष्ट नहीं तो मैं खुश कैसे रहूंगा? ये पूरी लिंक. तो अगर हमको खुश रहना है तो हमको संतुष्ट होना होगा. हमको संतुष्ट होना है तो क्या करना है? भगवान को संतुष्ट करना है. भगवान संतुष्ट हो जाएंगे तो अपने आप संतुष्ट हो जाएंगे. खुद को संतुष्ट करने का प्रयास करोगे तो क्या होगा? कभी नहीं हो पाएंगे. सी, हाउ विल यू ट्राई टू सेटिस्फाई योर ओन सेल्फ? अपने आप को संतुष्ट कैसे करोगे बताओ? क्या कर सकते हो आप अपने आप को संतुष्ट करने के लिए? हाउ विल यू सेटिस्फाई योर सेल्फ? व्हाटएवर, क्या है वो? हाँ, भोग करेंगे. क्या करेंगे? खाएंगे, पिएंगे, सोएंगे, घूमेंगे. हाँ, और क्या करेंगे बताओ? In your own capacity, what you can do to satisfy your own self? वही तो. क्या है वो? क्या इच्छा है? घूमेंगे, खाएंगे. क्या इच्छा है? हाँ, is all sense gratification, है ना? Grosser, subtler, more subtler. Is all sense gratification. We can just do to that extent. We cannot do beyond that. We cannot do beyond material sense gratification. Can we go beyond material sense gratification? No. So we need something which can go beyond material sense gratification. Where will it come from? It will come from a source which is beyond matter. Who is beyond matter? So the source has to be Krishna. It cannot be anybody else. It cannot be even me. It cannot be my spouse. It cannot be my children. It cannot be my parents. It cannot be my friends. It cannot be anybody. Unless and until they are connected to Krishna. If my spouse is connected to Krishna, yes. My children are connected to Krishna, yes. If my parents are connected to Krishna, yes. Otherwise, they are not going to satisfy me. But if they are connected to Krishna, wow. Then your whole household, your grahastha ashrama, becomes the most blissful place. Stay here. Just see Srimad Bhagavatam. What is Bhagavatam? From the start of April, we will be starting discussing on different topics of Srimad Bhagavatam here. Saturday classes. Sunday we'll start. Implementation of Gita is Bhagavatam. Okay. Very good, nice, brief definition. But a broader one. So what is Srimad Bhagavatam? So Bhagavatam is Lord's pastimes. Fantastic. But I would put it in a different way. It is the description of devotees' pastimes. 95% you find discussions about the devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam. Only 5% about the Lord. Am I right? Now, in these devotees, if you see, 95% of them are grahasthas. How many of them are brahmacharis or sannyasis? You can count them. Narada Muni, Chatush Kumar, Pitama Bhishma, Hanuman, Shukadev Goswami. So you can count them. But you see, grahasthas, thousands of them. Thousands of them. Prachetas, sons of Dakshas, so many of them. Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, these are all grahasthas. So all these grahasthas, staying in the grahastha ashram, they could surrender themselves to Krishna. So it is possible. There is a way. The only thing is we need to know how. And to know how, you need to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, first week of April, Saturday, same place, same time. We'll be discussing on different themes of Srimad Bhagavatam. We used to conduct Srimad Bhagavatam classes here 10-12 years ago, right there in the kitty, which was titled as Rasamalayam. So we'll start the Rasamalayam classes from April. Beautiful. I'll tell you, you will never regret spending a Saturday evening at the temple attending these classes. So much that Srimad Bhagavatam has to give to you. आपके सभी प्रश्नों के, सांसारिक हो, आध्यात्मिक हो, पारमार्थिक हो, बौद्धिक हो, सामाजिक हो, जो कोई प्रश्न है, वो सबके उत्तर आपको श्रीमद् भागवतम में प्राप्त हो. So we'll take different themes of Srimad Bhagavatam, and hundreds of lifetimes are not enough to cover the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, but it is very beautiful. We will do it from the first week of April. At the same time, we'll be starting one more class on the Gita on Sunday morning around 11 o'clock. We are in the temple. Saturday evenings will be more relishing, because Srimad Bhagavatam actually nurtures you, it nourishes you, it lubricates your inner self with a lot of emotions. You'll enjoy it. That's entire Bhagavad Gita philosophy applied by different devotees. It's blissful. Would like to join that? Pakka? Any questions? For that, you need to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. That you need to see. It's a gradual process. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process. Why do you put tilaka? You know? Why do you put tilaka? Why do you put tilaka? Yeah. है ना? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, are we ready to announce it to the world that yes, we belong to Krishna? Can you wear a tilaka to your work? Can you wear a tilaka to your work? That's it. That is what you have to learn. That's what you have to learn. Simple. How to do that? That conviction, when it comes, it automatically. I'm applying tilaka for last 22 years, 23 years. So you will seldom find me without a tilaka. And if you find me without a tilaka, there's already a permanent mark over here now. Even if I don't put tilaka, people recognize ये Hare Krishna वाला है. So now there are two things: why you should do this and why you should not do this. So both needs to be understood. How will you come to a stage? When I say two different personalities,